So the one thing that you guys keep asking me, whether it's YouTube comments, whether it's the Discord group, is has alt season been cancelled? That's the topic of 2025, guys. We've expected alt season for the whole of 2025. My metric hasn't been hit. Break and a close of the previous all-time high of total 3. But I've done something different in this video, guys. I've created a chart collectively of the 3 biggest chains outside of Bitcoin from 2021, which is BNB, it's Ethereum, and it's Solana. I've combined the market cap, and we're going to look at where they were in 2021, look at where they are collectively now, look at the growth that's happened between 2021 and 2025 to find out if the networks have grown, if the world adoption's there as far as the chains are concerned. Is anything happening with the chain that's creating that transactional value, the increase in users, that's going to show us that the price doesn't actually reflect what happened back in 2021, what should be happening now, and the actual use case on the network and the growth that's happened since. So it doesn't make sense, guys, as far as I'm concerned. So watch this video to the end. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. I'm going to show you the growth on the network, and you tell me if we've had alt season. Right, okay, so we've got a chart here, guys. This chart represents Ethereum, it represents BNB, it represents Solana, it represents those combined collectively against their dollar pairs. Why? Because those were the 3 biggest chains outside of Bitcoin in 2021. You've got XRP now, guys. You didn't have XRP then. We did have XRP then, but it wasn't one of the top 3. So these are the top 3 chains. I'm using these because they've had bigger transactional value, they've had network growth on the chain, they've had world adoption, they've got institutional integration. All of these things that are happening here, guys. So you talk about transactional value and growth on a network, which should increase the actual value of the network. However, it's not happening in 2025 with these big chains, guys. They are becoming adopted. They are becoming mainstream. Their price is not reflecting that yet. And that is what we're going to talk about. Because if you imagine, let's put an analogy behind this. You've got a TV company. You've got a brand new TV company. They're knocking out 100 TVs every single week, 100 TVs every single week. They get a new contract in year 2. Now, year 2, they increase that to 500 per week. So they've got 500 per week, 500 per week. Then in year 3, it's 1,000 per week, 1,000 per week, 1,000 per week. It is growing. Their transactional value is growing. Their sales are growing. Their production's growing. Would you say that the value of that company and their stocks would go down? That's exactly what is happening to these chains right now, guys. And we can look from our friend Grok. What's happened? Solana, we'll start with Solana, network users, daily active addresses, 600,000 in Q4 of 2021, that was before the big crash, to 3.5 million in Q5 of 2025. So it's grown 441.67% as far as the daily active addresses are concerned. Guys, that is huge growth, 441%. You've got new wallet addresses, 20 million in 2021 to 50 million in September 2024. That's back to September 2024, guys, 150% growth. So then you've got the transactional value. Now, this is an important one. So you've got 1 billion in 2021 to 3.56 billion in Q3 of 2024. This is not even measuring up to 2025, guys, and that's a 256% growth. So you kind of get the gist of it. Revenue, 10 million in 2021 to 370 million in Q1 of 2025, 3,600% growth. Guys, we can go to BNB chain next. Has that been grown since 2021? What's happened? 900K in Q4 of 2021, 1.2 in Q1 of 2025. That's been a bit more conservative, guys, and that's got a 33% growth. And we've seen the issues that BNB chain have had as far as the network adoption is concerned worldwide, because people have been eating away at their market cap, and that has been reducing their growth. However, the network has still been growing. Transactional volume, 1.3 bill to 2.5 bill. 92% growth. So you can see that BNB chain's growing. You could see Ethereum, 500K Q4 2021 to 410K in Q1 2025. This is an interesting one, guys, because we've been talking about Ethereum. People have been short in Ethereum, guys, while people have been long in Bitcoin. Institutions have been long in Bitcoin. I don't know who's been short in Ethereum, guys. Seems like it could be the same players that have been short in Ethereum. Why would you short the biggest decentralized DeFi chain in the world? Why would you short it? Maybe you want it cheaper. Is that the skeptic in me? I don't know. So we've seen Ethereum network growth. 18% decline, sorry. It hasn't had a network growth. It's had an 18% decline. Ethereum is hugely undervalued. However, I've included Ethereum in this, guys, because you can't just take the good and the bad, or you can't just take the bad. You have to take the good and the bad. So we've got an 18% decline. It's all factored into the chart that I'm going to show you very shortly. So transactional volume on the main net, including layer 2s, 400 million in 2021 to 810 million in Q3 2024. So that's 102.5% growth. DEX volume, 600 billion in 2021 to 1.2 trillion in Q4 of 2024, 100% growth. So basically, guys, what you're seeing is huge growth on these chains, world adoption on these chains. They've got the network value, the transactional value, which is constantly increasing and constantly increasing. And this is where we were in 2021, 769 billion. So we're at 715 billion. So you've had hundreds, sometimes thousands of percent of transactional growth, network use, i.e., we'll use the analogy with the TV guys. They're selling more TVs, they're selling more TVs, selling more TVs, they're manufacturing, they're bringing the cost down, but the price of the company's going down. It doesn't make sense, and that's exactly what's happening here. So I hope that I did explain that in a good way, guys. Join the Discord group. It's completely free. We've got all sorts of stuff going on there. It is a hangout of crypto friends, guys. If you want friends within the crypto space, there's plenty of them here. Great bunch of people. So get yourself in the Discord group. And that's about it from me for now, guys. Hope you found this useful, and I'll see you in the next one.